Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm here with Patrick Moriarty of Moriarty Financial Services, and Patrick has been servicing the greater Washington, D.C. area for 35 years. Yeah. So thank you so much for being here to share your knowledge with us, Patrick.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, so we've been talking about 7 financial blind spots, and today we're going to talk about sequence of return risk.
Right.
Now, I really don't know what that is, so well, please enlighten me.
I definitely will, and a lot of people don't. You know, when I have my local workshops, I talk about this. I talk about sequence of return risk, and a lot of times I'll say to them, listen, when you get home, just ask Siri. You know, ask Siri, what is sequence of return risk? She'll tell you what it's all about. But in a nutshell, sequence of return risk basically is telling us that if we get negative rates of return early in retirement, so the first couple of years before retirement, first couple of years after we retire, and we're taking money out of that account to spend, right? We have to live on this money. So we get a negative rate of return, we take money out because we need to spend it. If this happens several years in a row, it can cause us to run out of money early in retirement and have a negative experience within retirement. Now, that's as opposed to having positive rates of return early. If we have positive rates of return early, while we're taking money out, then the plan has better odds of success. So it's trying to avoid the negative rates of return early in retirement while we're spending that money down. Because think about it, if we get a negative rate of return and we take some money out, and the next year we get another rate of return, negative rate of return, and we take money out, we're just kind of digging a bigger hole that gets bigger and bigger and bigger, kind of like quicksand, right? We get in there and we can't get out. And that causes great pains when it comes to a retirement plan.
Okay, so how do we reduce sequence of return risk
That's a great
when
question.
we're approaching retirement?
That's a great question. So the biggest thing that we can do is we need to set up different buckets of money within retirement.
Okay.
All right, so we have what I like to call an at-risk bucket, or our growth bucket. And that's the bucket of money that's invested in the market. It's invested in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, things that are going to go up in value as well as down. We also have another bucket, a second bucket, and I like to call that our bank bucket, right? That's our checking accounts, our savings accounts. That's our liquid money that we're going to spend. We're going to use that money over the next 6 to 12 months. It's very liquid. We can get to it whenever we want. The middle bucket, that's our growth, that's our guaranteed bucket. That's our principal protected bucket. And we know that no matter what happens in the markets, no matter what happens in the economy, that bucket will not drop in value. So when our growth bucket is down, because it will have fluctuations, it will have a year where it is a negative rate of return, we don't want to disturb that bucket. We want it to recover when the markets recover. But we'll go to that principal protected bucket that we know is not going to drop. We can take our distributions from there and we replenish the checking account, the bank bucket, right? The money that we're going to spend over the next 6 to 9 months.
Okay.
So it's all about having a plan, having a strategy, and really in retirement, having choices of where we take our money from in order to spend those dollars in retirement.
And I imagine that's a complicated thing to figure out on your own.
Well, it is, because think about it. When we're working, we're just plowing money into our retirement accounts, and we really don't care if it's going up or going down.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people don't even open their statements.
Right.
I mean, seriously, they're just adding money each and every month. But once we hit retirement and we start spending that money, we've got to be careful to not do more damage in negative years by spending when it's down. So it's having choices and having different buckets that separate the risk in retirement.
Yeah, you can't be too prepared.
Exactly, yes.
So how would someone get the ball rolling and come in, and what can they be prepared for in that first appointment?
Well, they can reach out to us and set up a time to come in and meet with us, and we can start the planning process, have a conversation about what you want your retirement to look like, and find out if I'm a right fit for you, and see if you're a right fit for me, and see if we can help you put together a retirement plan that is safe and sound and gives you success in retirement.
All right. Thank you so much, Patrick, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.